Hi, my name's Kevin and I've lived with HIV for 28 years. On the 5th of December of this year is the anniversary of that time, and looking back, I went into a very dark place when I was diagnosed with HIV. I really didn't know what to do with myself. I went against the clinical advisors at the hospital and told the two girls at work, Jean and Tracy. To my surprise, they were very supportive and they really were my rock back in the 80s. They kept it confidential and they helped me through the very bad times. It happened just before Christmas in 1986. My nan was coming to stay. I didn't tell her, but she inadvertently took my mind off the whole situation. I decided I wouldn't drop the atom bomb of my diagnosis on my immediate family till I became ill. For most of 1987 I remained quite quiet, went to work, became involved in a religious Christian group, but after I'd been there for about 12 months, one of the girls in the group was a born-again Christian, wanted me to change my homosexuality, being gay, into straight. She said it's God's will to change, which obviously upset me very much. So I left the group and I came across a Roman Catholic priest, Father Ronnie McKinch, who directed me and supported me and really encouraged me to use my sexuality and my status as a gift. So I trained as an AIDS buddy with the Plymouth AIDS support group. That was John Scott's group. I learned everything I could about AIDS, which was a surprise to me, because the first year I didn't want to know anything about it, just wanted to blank myself off from it. Anyway, as time went on, I became involved in the Bethany Project, which was in Bodmin, Cornwall, which was run by the Roman Catholic nuns and Brendan Bow. They were marvellous people. They were like a second family to me. I never thought I would spend my weekends with a crowd of nuns. We had so many laughs, tears. They really were a great team to work with. I'm very proud of the Bethany Project. We raised thousands of pounds for this respite home in Bodmin, and Princess Diana opened it, and it gave a good service to people who had AIDS for many years. With the changing times, with the medication improving, people's lives were prolonged, thank God, and there was no need then for Bethany as a respite home. The money wasn't coming in anymore for people to be supported, so sadly it closed in the early 2000s. But I'm very proud of that. Going back to being a buddy, I looked after my friend Anthony, who was very ill here in Plymouth in the 1989. I used to visit him every day, and he had problems with his family because they were Methodist, evangelical again, and they wanted him exercised of the sin of being gay, which made him feel damned and unwanted. And I remember going to see him after it happened and giving him a big cuddle and hug that night. Sadly, Anthony died in 1989, but he will always be one of my heroes. He was the most lovely guy. He was only 32 years old. And my former partner Ivor, who unfortunately had HIV as well. He was then living in Oxford then. I had to travel up every so many weekends to be with him, and I would visit him in Charing Cross Hospital, where one day he said, "Will you bath me?" And I checked with the nursing staff that I could do this, and he walked with his drip to the bath, and it was the most heartbreaking thing that I've ever done, and it was an honour as well. And I remember going back to his flat where he let me stay, and I remember just seeing his hat and gloves there on the sideboard, and I just cried and cried and cried. The next morning I had to go to the London Lighthouse in London to Alexander's funeral, and I remember Ivor walked me for a while, and I looked back at him, and he was only 46, he looked 86. And then I went to Alexander's funeral at the London Lighthouse. The poem that I'm going to read to you is dedicated to Ivor, Anthony and Alexander, Nick and Tony. So I will read it now to you. It's called At One With Them. A media frenzy, God's wrath, a plague. Where does it come from? Africa, Haiti, USA? Let's be ambiguously vague. It's a plague that's only gay. Tombstones on icebergs on our TV screens. HIV, AIDS often seen. Being a survivor looking back in a window of time reflects those thoughts in my mind. Angels have come and gone, an early frost came and plucked them out. No spring, summer or fall for them, they didn't stay around very long. The pain of loss cutting me like a knife, now just a memory in my heart. Like the loss of partner, husband, wife, all seems like a dream so soon to part. Now I am a man at one with them, with a message of mission, continuing with a dedication to them, with love and passion. Do you think HIV is gone, as we haven't heard about it for so long? No, now it's just silently spread, hovering, people not really bothering. It's really like it's invisible now, but remember, they were very much here, and visible too. Thank you, Kevin.